brings you exciting live streaming coverage of the 2025 West Virginia High School Boys State Basketball Tournament. Today's game is being produced by Video Productions in conjunction with the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission and is presented by your local Little General Stores. Greetings from Charleston, and we are delighted to have you with us here on the NFHS Network for semifinal Friday. Nitro just punching its ticket into championship Saturday by winning a Class AAA semifinal. They'll get the winner of Fairmont Senior and Bridgeport a bit later today. Meanwhile, we are set for our first of two Quad A semifinals here today. It will be Spring Valley against Spring Mills from the Eastern Panhandle. Spring Valley right there on the borderline of West Virginia and Kentucky. Along with analyst Jim Mahan and our great crew of Mark Martin, delighted to have you with us. And well, it's the first day of spring. We just saw Shady Spring play. Now we got Spring Valley against Spring Mills here, Jim. And this is number 1 against number 4 in the seeding. And Spring Mills with just 1 loss, Shady Spring with just 2 losses. Should be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, you got two teams that are not accustomed to losing. He's got a little bit of a streak going on for Spring Mills, 8 in a row. So they're going to see if they can extend that. But Spring Valley might have something else to say about that.
Now, Spring Mills under Shannon Layton, who is the interim head coach. Luke Samples, the head coach who led Spring Mills to the state championship game last year, a loss in overtime to Morgantown, placed on administrative leave. So they have won 9 straight since Coach Layton took over. Spring Valley coming in here at 20-2. They won the Rugged Mountain State Athletic Conference Championship with a thriller over George Washington. So we'll see how this one plays out here today. Spring Valley, never before in a state championship game. Spring Mills trying to make it for the second straight year after limited trips to Charleston. Breakaway, we'll come back and we will bring you the starters and talk much more about this. Today's live streaming coverage of the 2025 West Virginia High School Boys State Basketball Tournament is being presented by your local Little General Stores. Great price, convenient places, your local Little General Stores. Spring Mills 21-1, only loss of the season coming to Morgantown in the battle for the Springhouse Championship at the historic Greenbrier. That game was played back in January. February 1st was when that game was played, and it was a win by Morgantown avenging a loss to the Cardinals. Spring Valley has lost to Huntington and George Washington this season, and they defeated GW, avenged that loss by winning the Mountain State Athletic Conference Championship in a thriller 44-43. Caleb Thomas leads the way for Spring Mills. He averages 18 a game, and leading the way for Spring Valley, well, they've got Harrison Riggs, who averages 23, and Clay Robertson, who averages 22 a contest. And if you are just joining us here on the NFHS Network, Nitro just winning over Shady Spring to advance into the state championship tomorrow for Class AAA. So first day of spring, we've had Shady Spring in action, and now we have Spring Mills and Spring Valley set to go. Over to Frank Blake for our introductions.
Good morning and welcome to the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center for this 2025 West Virginia High School Boys Basketball Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. The WVSSAC reminds you that interscholastic events are an extension of the classroom and that lessons are best learned when proper respect is accorded to all. So let your good sportsmanship show during this morning's game. And for this game, let's welcome the Spring Valley Timberwolves. And let's welcome the Spring Mills Cardinal. Introducing Spring Valley's head coach, that would be Rick Chafin. For Spring Mills, head coach Shannon Layton. Assistant coaches for Spring Valley, Jamie Riggs, James Hopkins, and Derek Johnson. Assistant coaches for Spring Mills, Jalen Henson and Andrew Edmondson. Support staff for Spring Valley, Bray Booth, Chris Chafin, Rob Chafin, and Kevin Burton. Support staff for Spring Mills, Nate Carey, Trayvon Bowe, and Leland Regent. And now let's meet the squads. For Spring Valley, number 1 is Ryan Chafin. For Spring Mills, number 15, Max Anderson. For the Timberwolves, number 3, Jalen Abercrombie. For the Cardinal, number 4 is Tyler Jones. Spring Valley's number 11, Gavin Perdue. Spring Mills, number 13, Hope Boakway. For the Timberwolves, number 14, Gage Roberts. For the Cardinal, number 1 is Mark Hunter. Spring Valley's number 20, Caleb Markham. Cardinals number 5, Jason Jones. For the Timberwolves, number 23, Brock Biggs. For the Cardinal, number 12, Zane Whip. Spring Valley, number 22 is Gabe Chambers. For Spring Mills, number 14, Robert Livingston. The Timberwolves, number 32, is Dom Henshaw. The Cardinals, number 21, Isaiah Wang. From Spring Valley, wearing 42, that would be Judson Rich. For the Cardinal, it would be number 22, Alex Collins. Spring Valley's number 45, Javian Markham. For Spring Mills, number 23, Chase Jones. Now the starting fives for Spring Valley. A 6'2" senior, number 0, Kean Grayson. For Spring Mills, a 6'2" senior, number 0, Chase Shipley. For the Timberwolves, a 6'2" senior, number 2, Clay Robertson. For Spring Mills, a 5'11" junior, number 2, Akwesi Apoku Uthchampong. For Spring Valley, 6'5", a senior, number 5, Colton Caldwell. For the Cardinal, a 5'11" junior, number 2, or rather number 10. Let's go to number 4. Lokiah Smith. He's a 6'5" senior, and he's wearing number 11. A 6'7" junior, number 10, Xavier Anderson. A 6'7" senior, number 3, Caleb Thomas. Did I miss anyone? What's the number?
Yeah. Number 3.
I introduce number 3, Caleb Thomas.
Okay, you got one more for Spring Valley. One more down here. One more on this bench.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Spring Valley's 6'4" junior, number 15, Harrison Riggs.
Starting lineups for Spring Valley. They have Colton Caldwell out there, Clay Robertson, Harrison Riggs, Kean Grayson. Spring Mills will start out here with the basketball first, and wasting no time is Akwazi Apoku Achampong. Spring Mills out front with it, Chase Shipley. Champong gets it down low to Caleb Thomas, and back out to Xavier Anderson. Anderson, a Division I football recruit. Spring Mills with the basketball, and Xavier Anderson's shot won't go. Going to have a foul called, and it's going to be whistled against Spring Valley's Ken Anderson.
Yeah, Grayson there, kind of a reach in. That size is going to be certainly going to be a problem for Spring Valley today. 2 6'7s and a 6'5 starter for the Cardinals.
So Ken Grayson with the first foul, and at the free throw line is Caleb Thomas. So coach's dream, bring to their staff. Hits both free throws to make it a 2-0 game. So Shannon Layton, the interim head coach for Spring Mills, and Spring Valley got it by veteran Rick Chafin. Chafin, only the 4th coach in Spring Valley history. He's a Cerrito Canova graduate of 1972 and cut his teeth in coaching under a guy many know in this state, the late, great Carl Ward. From the outside, knocking down the shot is Lokai Youth Smith. Youth Smith nails it. Gives Spring Valley the early 5-0 lead here as he hits the 3. And turnover by the Timberwolves. And back to work will go. Spring Valley, Chase Shipley gets it in. Thomas will score, and Rick Chafin wants a timeout. 7-0 Spring Mills on top of Spring Valley. Back in a moment on the NFHS. Beckley Woodrow Wilson winning 61-44 here in the quarterfinal round. Outscored by the Flying Eagles 19-13 in the first and 7-6 in the second, but then scored 21 in the third and the fourth while limiting Beckley to 9 in each of those quarters. A takeaway by the Cardinals, and driving in is Chase Shipley, and he will be fouled, and they'll whistle Clay Robertson with the foul. Think about Rick Chafin. He's had Cabell Midland into the semifinals as a head coach, and now Spring Valley. And the shot up and good by number 0, Shipley. Shipley connects on both free throws, 73% free throw shooter, and just like that, Spring Mills up 9-0. Spring Mills falling in the state championship a year ago to Morgantown. Shot from the outside, and it won't fall there for Kean Grayson. Cardinals on the attack. Gliding across the timeline is Caleb Thomas. Champong now delivers it out and into the hands of Youth Smith, and Youth Smith nails a second three-pointer. 12-0 lead. Youth Smith snags the pass. A Chompong wants a three, and that one will rattle around. Wouldn't go, but Youth Smith there to pop it up and in. 14-0. Spring Mills over Spring Valley. A fast start here by the Cardinals from the Eastern Panhandle. We return to Charleston in a moment on the NFHS. It's Cracker Barrel.
I'm sure Rick Chafin told his team, settle down a little bit, take care of the ball, get down and get yourself some good shots. That was a good shot there.
Trying to get something going here. A Chompong from the outside, can't get it to go, but skying up there and keeping the possession alive is Chase Shipley. Shipley on the move. Out it comes to a Chompong, and that is nothing but net for the 5'9" junior. And that's the third three of this opening quarter for the Cardinals. They lead it here 17-0. And throwing it away. Spring Valley, back it goes to Spring Mills. So Spring Mills facing Eastern Panhandle opponent Martinsburg in the quarterfinals and winning 65-43. Had a lead by as much as 25 in that game against Dave Rogers' crew. It was a 16-13 lead for Spring Mills after one, and they outscore Martinsburg 12-11 in the second quarter. Relatively close, and a 14-9 edge in the third, and then they outscore the Bulldogs 23-10 in the fourth. Foul going to be called. Chris DeRico, Darren Washington, and Colin Patonic are the officials for our game. Foul going to be assessed on Harrison Riggs. His father, Jamie, was a great player at CK, went on to play at West Virginia Tech and played for Rick Chafin, and he was the head coach at Cerrito Canova. $18-0 game here. You get a good chance when you're sitting right here courtside to see the length and size of this Spring Mills team. But Clay Robertson finally gets Spring Valley on the board. Robertson coming in 22 points a game. First team all Mountain State Athletic Conference performer. 6'2" senior. A Chompong delivers, and Caleb Thomas will put it in. Thomas has 6 in the game.
Yeah, good dribble penetration there. Chompong to dish it off to Thomas for the easy two.
And then a shot from the outside connects. Colton Caldwell puts it through. They get a 20-4 game. Caldwell coming in 11 points. Caldwell going to always be remembered, helping Spring Valley win that MSAC championship. He hit what would be the game winner, but then George Washington driving down the floor, and he swats away what would have been a potential game winner for GW. And so he did it on the offensive end and defensive end to propel the Timberwolves to that MSAC championship. Well, very patient on that possession, Jim. And Anderson, Xavier Anderson, 6'7" junior, outstanding football player, lays it in for his first point.
Yeah, the size of Spring Mills, 6'7", 6'5", 6'7".
Robertson guns in a three-pointer. Clay Robertson.
Spring Valley settled down after a really shaky first half of the first quarter.
And on the dribbling around there and then pulling up and firing a shot. It was missed by Hugh Smith, but hit by a Chompong later to make it 25-7 with 2:12 to go and a timeout here on the floor. And it's been all Cardinals. They paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company matching 401k plan. Affinity Coal Company, Sophia, West Virginia. 25-7 game, and Robertson's shot won't go. Nice job there by Jalen Abercrombie, and Abercrombie got it back to Robertson, and Robertson scored. Abercrombie has been such a huge player for Spring Valley this season. Came out for football. He's going came out for basketball. He's going to Marshall to play football. Racing down and scoring is Caldwell. Caldwell now has 4. Abercrombie had not played basketball since his freshman season, and once he knew he was going to commit to Marshall, he said, I want to play one more year of basketball. And Rick Chafin says he's been a great addition. Danny Abercrombie, his father, who was a great player, first at Old Big Creek High School and later Marshall, and Jalen going to follow in his father's footsteps and play for the Thundering Herd of Marshall under new head coach, West Virginia native Tony Gibson. Driving in there and shot denied. Tyler Jones went driving in. He's into the game. Jones, number 4, 6'1" junior. Max Anderson is into the game, a WVU football recruit. So we got a WVU football recruit for Spring Mills, a Marshall football recruit for Spring Valley. Anderson was Spring Mills' outstanding quarterback. Jones can't get the shot to fall, but they keep it alive, and Caleb Thomas will put it in. He has 8 here in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, Spring Mills really crashing the boards hard off of those misses, Mark. Been able to have some good second chance points early on.
Here's Harrison Riggs, who has really gotten better and better darting to the hoop. Harrison Riggs, a 6'4" junior, getting some D1 interest. And he's in a great looking frame there. His father was a great player. %70 free throw shooter, and first won't go for Riggs. In the win over Woodrow, Riggs had 18, misses both free throws. Clay Robertson had 15, Colton Caldwell had 15. Champong led Spring Mills with 22 points. He was 4 of 8 from the three-point line. Caleb Thomas had 16 for the Cardinals, and Caleb Thomas commits the foul. That's his first. Shannon Layton's staff consisting of Stevie Johnson, Jalen Hessen, and Andrew Edmondson. Chafin with Jamie Riggs and James Hopkins on his staff. Long range shot would not go for Clay Robertson. And at the end of one, Spring Mills, a 15-point edge on Spring Valley, 27-12. We head to the second in a moment here on the end of Valley in this Quad A semifinal matchup. Winner moves on to championship Saturday. Spring Mills had a lead of 18 in that opening quarter of play. Akwaze, Apoku, Achampong led the way with, he had 6. Caleb Thomas led the way with 8. And Lokai Youth Smith also had 8. Achampong was the leading scorer against Martinsburg. Again, big performance of 26. Chase Shipley had 3. Xavier Anderson had 2. Clay Robertson had 8 for Spring Valley, and Colton Caldwell had 4. Driving and getting fouled will be Robertson. Well, you can't make it all up at once, Jim.
No, you got to be patient, take care of the ball, and get points every time they come down on the possession there. Pretty good give and go here on the inside. Good body there on Anderson.
And fouls on Xavier, his first, and his brother Max. Up and in is Robertson, 58% free throw shooter. Spring Mills playing in the state football championship here in Charleston against Martinsburg. Then they face Martinsburg in the quarterfinals of basketball, and they get the win. They fell to the Bulldogs of Dave Walker in that championship game back in December. So Apoku Achampong once again with a three-pointer. He now has 9 in the game, 3 threes for the talented junior. Abercrombie gets it to Caldwell. Now here's Riggs with a big step in. Riggs showing off his outstanding basketball skills and puts it through for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, nice ball fake. Got the defender to fly by. Missed the early one, but was able to stick with it and put it back up and in.
Jim, one of the few games I think we've done where both head coaches are sporting shirt and tie. A lot of the coaches, a lot of the coaches now, they go with the more casual look.
I'm kind of digging the digs.
I like it. Look how Youth Smith will send it in. Long range and nothing but net for Opoku Achampong.
Mark, they were 4 of 8 in the first quarter from beyond the arc, and they have improved upon that in this second quarter.
Driving, turnaround shot won't go there for Colton Caldwell. Cardinals quickly down the floor and racing to the hoop, and scoring is Shipley, who now has 4. Chase Shipley had 4 in the victory over Martinsburg. Whistle away from the ball.
Contact there on the baseline.
Morgantown and George Washington will be the other Quad A semifinal. That will be tonight. Morgantown coming to Charleston looking for a 4th straight crown.
And on that last possession, Chase Shipley trying to run through the screen on the baseline. Got whistle for the foul.
Here is Abercrombie. An outstanding shot there by Abercrombie. The thing that he told me about Abercrombie, that being Rick Chafin, other than the fact that he was ill and did not play the other night against Beckley Woodrow Wilson, and they were still unsure if he would play today, but he's out there. Straightaway shot won't go for Chase Shipley, but Abercrombie is very aggressive out there, but has never fouled out of a game this season. Driving, and that's going to be a foul called on the Cardinals, and Shipley will be whistled for the foul, and that's his second.
Really good aggressive attack there by Robinson to the basket. Shipley did not make it there in time.
So Robertson has 10 of Spring Valley's 18, now make it 11. It's a very nice senior player. Get a good look there at Shannon Layton, interim head coach for Spring Mills. Been a tough situation there in the Eastern Panhandle, and he's handled it beautifully, and he's yet to lose.
Yeah, his Cardinals have yet to taste defeat since he's been placed as interim head coach.
Of course, they only have the one loss. And driving underneath there, and that's going to go against Spring Mills, so they'll whistle. Was there a foul? Just
out of bounds. Kind of an awkward shot there by Anderson. He got too far under and kind of tried to curl it and hit the flange, like the standard of the backboard.
I think it was a foul. I thought they were, if so, moving forward. There was anytime there's bodies falling on the floor, you shouldn't assume. Here's a shot that Robertson puts up, and Robertson knocked down here, and he's going to. That was a foul.
That was definitely a foul. I believe they whistled Anderson on that one. They're talking right now.
Chris Dorico will let the table know who the foul was on, put it up on the board, and it will go against Anderson. Xavier Anderson now has 2 in the game.
I think what they were discussing, Mark, was it was after the shot. The shot went up. You'll see here it's the shot. He goes up, he comes down. Then after the shot, when he comes back down, he shoves him out of bounds. So it's a possession foul.
Robertson gets it out to Kean Grayson. Grayson, a 4-year starter, really gets it going for Spring Valley. Defensively, Spring Valley's only been in the state tournament 3 times. School opened in 1998, a consolidation of Cerrito Canova, Buffalo Wayne, and Vincent High Schools. Riggs with the shot, back of the iron, won't go. Girls won a state championship here last weekend. Big time victory for Bo Miller and his great Timberwolves program. Banging in the 3 is Caleb Thomas. Like a line drive that just, and then boy, great leaping ability by Youth Smith. Whip it around, a chompong. Get it to Caleb Thomas. And now the shot from the outside will go for Youth Smith.
Got a lot of threats on that perimeter, Mark.
8 threes in the game for the Cardinals. They lead at 41-20, 3:32 to go here. Anything but ice cold from behind the three-point line. Red hot. They have 8 threes. 2 for the Timberwolves of Spring Valley. Spring Mills on top here. Timberwolves go back to work. Shot on its way. Good looking shot by Caldwell, who has 6 in the game.
Yeah, nice contested shot. Caldwell's able to knock that down with ease.
Caldwell, the 6'5" senior. Former point guard, and then they just, he's fast and can use him in a lot of different ways. Going to have a travel here called on Spring Mills.
Poku Achompong got trapped on that side. Nice job by Spring Valley and getting him to travel with the ball.
Hope Boquay has checked in for Spring Mills, 6'2" junior. 41-22 game. Spring Valley, you take advantage of all those, what misses there have been by Spring Mills, and few and far between empty possessions, I guess I should say. And you got to take advantage of it. Unfortunately there, Spring Valley unable to do so. They go out of bounds on the dribble. So Cardinals back to work here. 2:37 and counting in this first half of action. Has been all Cardinals so far, and Thomas drives and uses that left hand nicely. 13 in the game for Caleb Thomas.
Thomas made it look easy, but that's a much more difficult shot.
Chompong goes up and gets the Spring Valley miss. Thomas can play every position on the floor. Really a coachable young man. 6'7" senior. There's Thomas. Feed it into the hands of Youth Smith. And Youth Smith with that beautiful left-handed stroke. And Youth Smith now with 11 in the game. 19 for the tournament after scoring 8 against Martinsburg. Down low, get it to Riggs. Riggs gets it to roll through. Harrison Riggs, 6'4" junior.
Tough shot there by Riggs inside in traffic.
Just think what his senior year is going to be like. He's going to keep growing and filling out. He's got a lot of skills. Right now just trying to figure out a way to score points and help slow down this Spring Mills team. You know, denied there, but Cardinals keep it alive. Youth Smith straight away and stuck.
Got a wedge there. I don't know, it was a 9-iron, perhaps a sand wedge. Those happen, alternating possession. We'll stay with Spring Mills.
Hugh Smith will come out, and Tyler Jones will head in for the Cardinals.
That was a nightmare for me when I was an official, Mark, because I had no chance of being able to get the ball unstuck from that wedge. I'm not blessed with leaping abilities.
I think there's a few guys out there on both sides, Spring Mills and Spring Valley, that they were able to.
Yeah, they got some hops about them.
Get it back in play. That shot won't go for Xavier Anderson. Kean Grayson now will speed it across the timeline, the 6'2 senior, and here's Abercrombie. Dumps down low. Clay Robertson will bring it out. Robertson with 12 in the game. Thomas has 13 for Spring Mills. Poku Achampong has 12 on the move. Driving, scoring, getting fouled is Robertson.
An exceptional take there by Clay Robinson off of that, and ends up getting the block.
So Robertson will go to the free throw line. Foul was charged to Hope Boquay, his first. Robertson can't get the shot to fall. 20-point game. Champong lets it fly at the buzzer and got the rim. An impressive performance by the Spring Mills Cardinals from the Eastern Panhandle, and they lead it over Spring Valley from Wayne County on the border of West Virginia. And halftime here in Charleston, 46-26, Spring Mills and Spring Valley trying to nail down the first of two spots in championship Saturday of the Quad A class here at the West Virginia High School Boys State Basketball Tournament. The Nitro Wildcats advancing earlier today, winning over Shady Spring in Class AAA action. So the AA championship is set. Those semis were yesterday, and Williamstown and Wheeling Central advance to play each other tomorrow. Well, it's been all Spring Mills, no lead changes, no situations where the game was tied. It's been all Spring Mills. They've led by as many as 24, 14-10 edge in the paint, 15-2 off turnovers, 12-2 second chance points, 2-2 fast break points. Spring Valley a 2-0 edge in bench points. 20-point Spring Mills lead. We'll come back and talk about 46-26 our score here at halftime between Spring Mills and Spring Valley. Looking at the stat story in this first half, and you know, Spring Mills, simply Jim, did a lot of things right.
Yeah, really can't find anything really wrong. They shot the ball 5 or 6 from the line. They shot lights out from beyond the arc at 56%. We had 2 players for Spring Mills with 4 free three-pointers in that first half. Youth Smith and Apoku Achampong. They already have 9 threes in the game. The Quad A record is 12.
You missed that, Jim. I made a catch with a pen in hand.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's been Spring Mills is just lights out, and they come in here 21-1, and Spring Valley got a lot of work to do if they can somehow, some way climb back into this. Always go back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson winning a state championship. They were down 20 going into the fourth quarter against Brook, and the great Dave Barksdale leading the way, and he guided the ship, and that was in a semi-final game of the state tournament, and that allowed the Flying Eagles to advance to the state championship, and they would defeat George Washington 60-49. But an incredible comeback just to get
Take a ride to the north side.
things possible, and I'm sure that's what Rick Chafin telling his crew at halftime. Just one possession at a time and just stay at it. GW, speaking of George Washington, they'll play Morgantown in the other semifinal. That will be tonight at 7:15. Rick Green's crew going against the Mohegans. Rick Green's brother, Gary, was the head coach of GW when Beckley Woodrow Wilson won that championship game way back in 1993. They had the great Ryan Colacerto, Shea Fleener, and the bunch from Beckley. Back in a moment for the second half on the NFHS Network.
They don't award
26 over Spring Valley. Lokai U. Smith leads the way for Spring Mills with 14. Caleb Thomas had 13. Akwaze Apoku Achompong had 12. 5 for Chase Shipley and 2 for Xavier Anderson. Clay Robertson matching U. Smith for game high scoring honors. He delivers 14. 6 for Colton Caldwell, 4 for Harrison Riggs, 2 for Jalen Abercrombie.
Yeah, Mark, what I'm looking forward to is being able to say Apoku Achompong again next year. He's an underclassman.
Spring Valley with the basketball to get things started here, and Abercrombie into the game. A lot of great athletes on this floor, and certainly Abercrombie one of those. And now here is Akwaze Apoku Achompong as he knocks down his 5th 3 of the game.
Now that ties a quad A record, and we're about 7:25 into the third quarter.
Good job by Riggs to stay with that one. Riggs has 6 in the game.
A good hustle on his part, not giving up on that shot.
49-30. 19-point edge here, and then Thomas drives and scores. Thomas has 15 in the game.
Yeah, Spring Valley's got to step up and stop that dribble penetration by Thomas.
Spring Mills opened in 2013 and formed from students that were attending Martinsburg and Hedgesville high schools. It just tells you how great the population is there in the beautiful Eastern Panhandle. And the guys from the Eastern Panhandle on Cabral, 51-30. Spring Mills with the basketball. First day of spring. We got a battle of springs here. We had Shady Spring in the game prior to this one. Launching, Youth Smith's shot would not go. Spring Mills falling in overtime to Morgantown last year in the state championship, 35-32. And then dealt with a runner-up trophy in football here in Charleston back in December, falling to Martinsburg. Whistle and foul going to be called here on Spring Mills' number 10, Xavier Anderson, and his older brother, Max, going to come in. We talked about those three-point goals, and Achompong could set the record. He's tied the record. And some of those names down for you here in a moment. Max Anderson, again, outstanding quarterback for Spring Mills. Led them to that championship game, a great game with Martinsburg, and going to go to WVU. Caleb Thomas, and here is Max showing off his shooting skills. That one rims out of there. Riggs on the move, and a beautiful drive to the hoop for Harrison Riggs, who now has 8 in the game.
Yeah, nice drive by Riggs, and he's the only underclassman starter for the Timberwolves, Mark. He's the junior, 4 seniors. A good trap there.
And a foul going to be called here on the Cardinals, and going to go against Max Anderson. That will be his second.
Yeah, Max asking the officials there. You see he got trapped. Poku Achampong got trapped, and then here goes Max on the floor.
Riggs driving in, can't get it to go. Thomas, and now Thomas going to be fouled with a reach. Again, quad A competition hasn't been around all that long here in the state of West Virginia. Just started the quad A class in 2021. So not a deep record book, but still impressive performances. Jackson Smith, Parkersburg South against Wheeling Park. Jamari Jenkins from the Eastern Panhandle. Jefferson as Anderson gets fouled. He knocked down 5 threes against Cabell Midland. That was in the 2022 state tournament. Brooks Gage of Morgantown against Musselman in 2022. And then Hunter Castleberry of GW against South Charleston in 2022. And Will Shively of Jefferson against George Washington in 2023. So they were really filling it up in that 2022 state tournament.
Was a year. Max Anderson at the line. He's knocked the first one down and successful on the second free throw.
Anderson has 4 in the game, 53-32. Abercrombie with the shot and got it. Jalen Abercrombie, top of the key, knocks it down, 53-34. Anderson to Shipley and batted around. Grayson fires it down the floor, and Robertson, boy, a tough miss there for Clay Robertson.
He had some heat coming down on him from behind.
Well, Wayne County was well represented in the girls' state tournament last weekend. Wayne and Spring Valley both coming away with state titles. Wayne in AAA and Spring Valley in Quad A. And the boys team from Spring Valley trying to get to that state championship game. Right now trailing 53-34 against this talented Spring Mills team.
That's 3 personals on Kean Grayson, Mark, for Spring Valley.
Dropping in the free throw is Shipley. Shipley knocks down both free throws, making it a 55-34 game. Kean Grayson, 4-year starter for the Timberwolves program. Riggs, nice maneuvering there, but couldn't get the shot to drop. Caleb Thomas runs the floor for the Cardinals, and from the corner is Shipley. Anderson comes out of nowhere to get that rebound.
Yeah, knifing between two Timberwolf defenders to be able to snag that one. Anderson in all kinds of trouble down low, and had that one rejected there by Caldwell, but they get it out to who else? But Apoku Achampong, that 3 wouldn't go. Driving is Robertson, who has 18 in the game. Shot is good. But a foul going to be called here, and I believe they whistle Thomas for the foul. That was on.
Make that on Chase Shipley.
Shipley, his third. As away from the ball off the make on the baseline.
Quick hands there by Caleb Thomas. My apologies to the young man. I was about to put a foul on him. Driving in, and now whistle going to go against the Cardinals, and Poku Achampong will be whistled for his first personal of the game. And there is a good look at Kean Grayson. High basketball IQ, and Grayson on the board. His first basket of the game comes at the free throw line, first point. And he averages 9 a game. Tyler Jones has entered the game for the Cardinals. And heading out is Hugh Smith. 57-38 Thomas. Dishing down low, up and in for Max Anderson.
Yeah, good patience there by Max, getting the defender to fly by him.
Makes it a 59-38 game. Shot is up, and getting knocked to the floor there is Colton Caldwell, and we'll send him to the line again. He got turned out to be the winning basket and the winning block in the MSAC Night of Champions against George Washington back in late February. Talked to Rick Green, talked to Rick Chafin, the respective head coaches of George Washington and Spring Valley. Like, what a game to have right before you head into the postseason.
Absolutely.
GW is still alive. Possibility of a rematch in the state championship, but that's going to happen. And the Timberwolves are going to have to get busy, and it's going to be hard when guys like Jones is coming off the bench and finding the three-point shot to their liking.
Yeah, Poku Achampong just imploring him to shoot the three. He was wide open as well.
62-38 game, 1:28 to go. Drive to the basket results in a foul called, and the foul will go against Jones, who now has 2, and that will send Robertson to the line at the moment with 16 points. Robertson now with 17. He's 5 of 7 at the free throw line. Driving, and Grayson will commit the foul. And that will send to the line Chase Shipley, or no, check that out, gonna take it out.
He called that one on the floor, Mark, but they whistled that on Grayson. He's got 4 fouls.
Another 3-ball for Tyler Jones. 6 in the game. Back-to-back threes here. Down low. Caldwell connects. He's got 8.
And he came down a little gingerly after that jump shot, Mark, on his ankle. See him hobbling there a little bit.
65-41 game. And there it is, another 3, and the record at the moment, Akwaze Apoku Achampong, 6 3-pointers. He's all alone now in that record book for 3-pointers in a single game at the Quad A level. And then right down the middle of the lane goes Hope Bokwe. Bokwe, a 6'2 junior. 70-41 game. Harrison Riggs up at the buzzer, and that will do it. Cardinals in command of the Timberwolves as we head to the fourth quarter here at the Boys State High School basketball tournament inside the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. Akwaze Apoku Achampong trailing Spring Mills 70-41. Spring Valley trying to get into the state championship for the first time ever. Spring Mills for a second straight year. Spring Mills has led it from the start. And Akwaze Apoku Achampong with 6 threes. That's a record for an individual in a single game from behind the arc. And meanwhile, as a team, Spring Mills has set a record with 13 and trying to get to 14 there. Shot wouldn't go. Thomas with the rebound, back up and in. Thomas has played a whale of a game here for Spring Mills.
Yeah, he's got some monster numbers here through 3 quarters.
3 assists away, I believe, from a triple-double. Nice pass there, Abercrombie, and then the extra pass, and Riggs gets it to go through. Thought for a moment all that great passing, and they weren't going to get a bucket, but Riggs stayed with it.
And Riggs got some pretty good hops, Mark. He's able to kind of match some of that height differential that, you know, Riggs is the tallest kid, or well, they're 6'4". They have Caldwell at 6'5". They're 2 6'7" kids from Spring Mills.
Nothing but net. What a beauty. I just kind of stared at it here. He was right here next to us to our left, and Hugh Smith, he has 5 threes. Well, can he tie the record of his teammate?
It's possible.
Riggs on the move. Riggs will get fouled. 75-43, 6:28 mark. Second foul on Caleb Thomas. Earlier today, the Nitro Wildcats denying Shady Spring a 5th straight trip to a championship game in AAA. Nitro will go for the first time in program history. Thomas connects. Shot up by Riggs, putting in Thomas's foul numbers.
And Mark, you mentioned Nitro, the first and only lower seed to win in this boys state basketball tournament the entire time we've been broadcasting games.
Kean Grayson driving in, and Grayson will score. It's his first field goal of the game. 75-47. Chase Shipley will bring it across the timeline over to Akwaze Apoku Achampong. And here is the talented youngster gunning in another 3.
And we were
7 in the game.
Talking at the break, Mark, he's got the wrong jersey number. He needs a 3 for his number.
And the coaching staff, I think he's the West Virginia version of Steph Curry. Foul going to be called here on the Cardinals against Shipley, who has 4, and that will bring number 4 back into the game for the Cardinals, as Tyler Jones, who nailed a pair of 3s in that third quarter, checks in. Anderson spinning and can't get it to go through. Shot denied. Hanging in the air there, but couldn't get it to go, was Riggs. Now here's Thomas, and Thomas, they're going to call a foul there on Caldwell. It'll be his first of the game with 5:04 remaining and a 78-47 second foul on Caldwell.
A good challenge. You want to do the best you can. I know that if you don't look at the score, you just go out and play hard, try to work on some things. take care of the ball, do the right things.
Thomas up. Can't get the first one to go. Quad A state championship will be tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock.
Thomas has an interesting release from the foul line mark. Most of the guys will bring it back to their head or over top of their head. He leaves it out in front of his chest. Good pickpocket there by Poku Chompong.
Thomas to his buddy Chompong, and then back to Thomas. 81-47. Shot up and won't drop for Robertson. Jones in the corner. Chompong over into the hands of Lokai Youth Smith and passing it down. Out of bounds, and it will go over to the Timberwolves. Mason Williamson heads into the game for Spring Valley. Williamson, a 5'10 senior. Hit a big three in the win over Beckley Woodrow Wilson. Had a key block. Did some nice things in that quarterfinal round win over the Flying Eagles, and Williamson can't get his first attempt to go. Down the floor, Xavier Anderson. Lokai U. Smith goes up high for the dunk. Couldn't get it. Jones, nice release, but can't get it to fall. Follows it nicely, kicks it back out, and shot won't drop. And then finally Jones gets it to go. You know, several had opportunities. Jones with 8 in the game. Timeout on the floor. Spring
first, where they get 30 seconds on the clock to make a layup, free throw, and a three-point shot. And we had our first winner of this tournament.
I had a lot of fun here with the activities during timeouts. Kids from each school will come out and do a lot of different things, blindfolded to try to find the Chick-fil-A cow. You have the first tee golf competition.
Been a lot of winners in the putting competition.
Yeah. Hope Boquay has checked in, and out will be Xavier Anderson. Turnaround shot won't go for Clay Robertson. Out of bounds, it will stay with the Timberwolves of Spring Valley High School. Consolidation of Old Cerrito, Canova High School, Buffalo Wayne, and Vincent, and all had great athletic success. CK won a basketball championships and a plethora of football championships. Buffalo Wayne, football titles. Vincent, basketball championships and football titles.
A foul whistled on Jones, his third for the Cardinals.
Shot won't go there for Riggs. Ball out of bounds, and good effort there by Anderson. Right now, Spring Valley has matched West Side for the most points scored in a game here in the tournament. West Side did that the very first game of the tournament when they knocked off Doddridge 83-53. We were here for that one, Jim. We were here bright and early on Tuesday morning for that game. The Renegades moved on to the semifinals. The AA fell yesterday to Wheeling Central. in 28 games in all here at the state tournament, our 4th day of 6 games. We're into game number 2, and there you go. Akwezo Poku Achompong. Akwezo Poku Achompong. What a player this young man is. 8 threes in the game.
Closing in on the all-time record, Mark.
You know, all classes, it's 9. From the outside, Jones. Well, you know, Jim, this team has a lot of talent, but I mean, the shooting has just been extraordinary today.
Yeah, their shooting has been phenomenal, particularly from behind the three-point line. I believe with that assist, that kick out from Thomas, that might have given him a triple-double, Mark.
17 threes, and Akwezo Poku Achompong had 8 of those. That all-time record, also from a young man from the Eastern Panhandle, Nathan Serball, Berkeley Springs against Westside in 2005. He had 9. A lot of new players going to check in here for both squads. And I just want to get these young men and say their names. Gavin Perdue is out there for Spring Valley. Driving down the floor and scoring is Riggs. Nice shot by Riggs. He has 6 here in the quarter, 10 for the half, and 14 for the game. So Mark Hunt is in for Spring Mills. Mark Hunter, forgive me, is in the contest for the Cardinals. They've entered Chase Jones into the game. Alex Collins. Jones is 23. Collins is 22. There is a good look at Harrison Riggs. Going to be one of the top returning players in the state next season, Jim.
Yeah, he's got a lot of game, Mark. He's battled the whole game. Done a really nice job. Good news for him, he's going to be back next year.
Zane Whip is into the game, got the rebound there. He's number 12. Chase Jones driving, can't get it to go. The other player out there for the Cardinals at the moment is number 5, Jason Jones. We're under a minute to go here. 89-49 game. And from the outside, connecting. Just as I said his name, Jason Jones will put it through. That makes it 92-49. Jason Jones, a sophomore, 5'11".
Only fitting that the Cardinals add to their state record number of three-point goals made.
Spring Valley has entered Brock Biggs into the game. Older brother played football at WVU, now at Marshall. Gabe Chambers is getting set to check in for the Timberwolves. Mason Williamson is at the line right now. And that will do it for Riggs. He checks out. Yeah, a tough day for the Timberwolves. Williamson up and in, makes it a score of 92-51. Judson Rich is out there for the Timberwolves. Rich wears number 42. We mentioned Gavin Perdue and Brock Biggs. Ryan Chafin, the grandson of head coach Rick Chafin, out there for the Timberwolves. Gabe Chambers. And that will do it. Yeah, sensational performance here by Spring Mills, 92-51. And Shannon Layton and the Cardinals keep it going. And they are in the state championship Quad A for a second straight year. A 90Q back live inside the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. Spring Mills has beaten Spring Valley 92-51 and on to the Quad A state championship game for a second straight year. They'll get the winner of George Washington and Morgantown later tonight. Morgantown, the only team that has beaten Spring Mills this season. Spring Mills now 22-1. Spring Valley's great season comes to an end at 20-3. And this game had a plethora of outstanding performances. And you start with Spring Mills, and Akwazi Apoku Achampong leads the way with 24 and sets a new state record, 8 threes. 22 points for Caleb Thomas, 17 for Lokai Youth Smith, and 11 in the game for Tyler Jones. Leading the way for Spring Valley, 17 for Clay Robertson, and Harrison Riggs had 14. Coming up next, we've got our second Class AAA semifinal game. Bridgeport and Fairmont Senior getting together for the third time. Bridgeport has taken the first two meetings in the regular season. Now they meet here for the right to move on to the state championship and face the Nitro Wildcats tomorrow. Jim, final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, a lot. Raining threes from the Cardinals. They just shot 58% from beyond the arc. That's just outstanding shooting. All kinds of records there. You mentioned Apoku Achampong with his record. They also set a team record for the number of threes in a game, tied the state record at 31 on attempts. And let's not leave out Caleb Thomas, who tied the state record for field goal percentage with a minimum of 8. He was 9 for 11, tying the record set back in 23 by Cyrus Trow of Parkersburg South.
All right, today's game here on the NFHS Network was produced by Video Productions in conjunction with the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission. Butch Mounts is the executive producer of Video Production Sports. Again, our final score here, Spring Mills 92 and Spring Valley 51. Spring Mills on to the state championship in this Quad A class of 2025. For Jim Mahan, our great crew, this is Mark Martin saying so long for now from here inside the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. Thank you for watching our live streaming coverage of the 2025 West Virginia High School Boys State Basketball Tournament on the NFHS Network.